Alright, what's up everyone, Tachi here. So, seeing as how I haven't seen anyone post about these new characters, and there's pretty much no source of it in English, I might as well post about it. Seeing as how I can read Japanese, I might as well just translate the skills for you. Do keep in mind that the numbers I'm going to be showing are going to be in +10, and the biggest reason why that is the case is because the source that I use, Kamigame, does not have the base skill numbers. And yeah, I could research and keep looking, but kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I'll just show what the unit will do late game, and then at that point you pretty much decide on yourself, and also, you know, attach my own opinion to it. I'll tell you what to run on them. So first things first, Wulia. So Wulia is a very good character in my opinion. Primarily you run double shield on her. She is a very good support unit and she is damn good looking. Anyhow, onto the skills. Her first skill is Advanced Critical Rate Boost Pistol. You will recognize this skill if you ever use Hunwall, the 3-star unit. When supporting the ally, crit rate boosted by defensive power times 50%. That's where they differ. Her boost is not based on her support skill, it's based on her defensive power. That's why you run her double shield. Also, attack boosted by defense power times 100%. Length 24 turns. That is at +10. Now, keep in mind that having it like this basically means that if you have really good runes, you will get more out of it than if you were to just do it based on the support stat. So if you had, like, say 50% defense or so, or even higher, if you had over 50% defense, you would get some pretty high numbers from that. Onto the second skill, Copy Counter Permanent. Triggers before start of battle. A copy effect is triggered on the opponent when receiving a basic attack. And the effect of copy counter is after being attacked, it will be triggered by the enemy. Copy the buffs applied to the opponent and apply it to yourself. The length is the same as when you copied the buff. So basically, for example, if the enemy has a defense buff and an attack buff and they're both 10 turn length, you will get both of them, and you will get them both with 9 turn because they just attacked you. And then her final skill before awakening is Advanced Taunt Pistol. When supporting an ally, bestows taunt to self. Self receive reduced damage. Support power times 30% reduced damage. So that's really good because at max 6-star, she's pretty much getting about 45% reduced damage incoming. And that is an 8 turn length, which is pretty long. Add it into your defense and this, you probably would be taking very little damage from most units, at least for now, until everything starts one-shotting no matter what you are, unless your name is Lucius or you have an energy shield. But for now, that's very good numbers. And the final skill you unlock at awakening is Patience. Activated before battle, it is activated on self. Recover HP every turn. Patient Permanent means activated every turn. Instantly recovers 2% HP per turn times the number of buffs applied to yourself. If you steal enough buffs, that is going to be some ridiculous amounts of healing. I'm not sure if stacked buffs count as 2 different buffs or 1 different buff. I don't know if 2 buffs that are stacked together count as 1 buff or 2 buffs, but I'm sure any Korean players who are watching, if there are any, can let you know that, or I guess we'll find out in about 24 hours. So on the topic of Wulia, I think she's a very good unit. I think she has a place in the meta, at least for now. I've seen her in some videos in Korea. She seems to be a fairly high rated unit. So I guess that's all I have to say about her. Either way, on to Yuri. She's very cute. I like her design. I'm pretty sure it's a her. I have no idea. I hope it's a her. Anyhow, more importantly, I love her design. She looks great. She looks awesome. I really want her. Even though I know from what the Koreans have told me, she sucks. She's not very good. She's probably one of the worst units in the game. I honestly can't see why. At least not on my side. Maybe her numbers are just really shitty. Like, her skills are not that great. Her skills are not that great, but it still seems usable to me to some extent. Maybe not at the very high end, but if you put work into it, I think you could use it. I think she's maybe like a D tier or a C tier unit. C tier being something like, for example, Duen. He's not good, but you could use him. If you have him or you only have him and you need a DPS unit, he's useful to some extent. Now, Yuri, here are her skills. Strength and Disable. Activates before the attack, removes buffs. Status Enhance Seal basically means that you make it so that they cannot be buffed. They cannot enhance their status. So it's a seal, and the seal length is 12 turns. Next skill, Stunning. Activates after the attack. The increased damage received happens after the stun. So when you hit a stun target, you will deal more damage to that target. It's basically an incoming damage buff. Stun length 18 turns. Very similar to Leto. Third skill, permanent agile characteristics. Activates before start of battle. Attack increases by agility before battle times 150%. Damage is reduced by agility before battle times 100%. She has fairly high agility. That is a lot of increase in damage, and that is also a very high decrease in the amount of damage that you're taking. Added together with your actual agility grace chance, that is fairly high, and it's permanent, so it's always active. This is why I don't really understand why people consider this character to be really shitty. The only thing I can imagine is that her numbers are just not good. That's the only thing I can imagine, because even though her skills are like all over the place, she seems okay. And also keep in mind, her formation is an X shape. I don't know if I told you that. So keep in mind, her formation is X shaped. So that means she can hit multiple targets and stun multiple targets. I think that's pretty crazy. But regardless, the last skill which you unlock at Awakening is Counterattack Nullifier. Activates before normal attack. Remove already applied reflective counter skills. See, now this is what I really don't get. Hell is so popular in Arena right now. Why would something with counterattack nullifier be considered bad in global? I think maybe in Korea it's a different story. Maybe because she came out way after Hell was a thing. Maybe no one uses Hell in Arena in Korea below, like, I don't know, gold or something. Like if you're gold, you don't use that shit anymore. It's too newbie. That's for newbie arena and a PvE only. I'm not sure how the Korean meta is, but at least in global, since Hell is so popular, I don't see why something with a stun, a counterattack nullifier, and also disables buffs, all three of which, by the way, are very good counters to Hell. I don't see why something like that would be considered bad, at least from a global player's perspective. So on Yuri, I would probably suggest running at least one crit chance rune and one attack percentage rune. That's probably the best. Her base attack at 6-star Awaken is 1250 or so. Your crit chance is 25%, and your crit damage is 75%. So I think that's probably the best that you could do for her, at least in my opinion. Regardless, we'll see when she comes out. We'll try it out. I'll try it out. I have a lot of summons in store for YouTube, so look forward to that. But I guess we'll see. She's coming out along with Wulia and a 4-star defender, who is also good, by the way. I just didn't grab all their skills and whatnot because I couldn't find his picture. It was just a pain, but should be out by 6:30 p.m. EST if I'm not mistaken. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully two things. Hopefully Yuri is very good. Either way, that's it for me. Hopefully you guys found the information to be useful, considering I haven't seen it anywhere pretty much. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to like and or share. If you want to see more future content, feel free to subscribe. But other than that, I'm out, guys. Have a nice day.